Hi!
Hello.
Hi everyone.
I go very over this way.
Sorry, I keep going like that. Um,
How you doing? Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll just hold on a little bit and wait for everyone to sneak in. Whilst
yes.
you chat a little bit and I will do some linking.
So tonight we'll be using the bird, free as a bird. Sorry, there's a glare from our window. Free as a bird stamp set with the coordinating die, what's it called? Nested stitched.
Stitch nested labels
Okay, I got it the
dies.
other way around. Stitch nested dies. So Barry will be creating two cards, two fanciful cards from one A4, and we'll actually be using the bird palette DSP as well. Dun, dun, dun.
Da, da, da.
So we'll be doing that, and I'll be creating a coordinating gift box. Fingers crossed. So that's my challenge for myself. Um, so Barry can do some cards, and I can do a coordinating box. So we are independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrators based in the UK. So any current Stampin' Up! Products that you see us use today, you can purchase from our online shop. If you live in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, and the Netherlands.
You got it.
Right. So hopefully links will post afterwards, but take notes of your wish list and go to our online shop, mitosocrafts.com. You can see our blog,
Like
blog,
what you
blog.
haven't even been drinking yet.
Yeah, blog. Yeah, our website, mitosocrafts.com. You can see more inspirations and our online shop on there. Current promotions from Stampin' Up! As well is on there under the shop, online shop under Stampin' Up! Promotions.
Yeah. Okay. So current promotions. Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely. Right, well, we've got a few of you watching now. Let us know. We can't see who's watching, so if just give us a hi in the comments. Just let us know who you are, where you're from, and we will we'll give you a shout out as and when we see things. So I think that's about it. I'm going to
Yeah.
crack on, and yeah, Jay's told you. Obviously, I'm going to be using the free as a bird stamp set, so he's already done that. So we're going to flip the camera around, and we are going to do some crafting. All right, see you soon.
Cool.
Bye. No, don't not bye. Don't. I'm not saying goodbye. I'm flipping around. Can you keep an eye on comments for me,
Yes,
Jay,
I'll get my
please?
phone and I'll prep my box.
Yes, as normal. Jay hasn't finished prepping yet. So right, as you can see, then I'm using the free as a bird stamp set here, and going to be using the stitch nested labels dies right here to make these two fun fold cards. Now, I'd love to say the idea was mine. Now obviously the problem is, before going live, I didn't write down who it was that I got the idea from for these. It was somebody I got the idea on YouTube here, and I thought, you know what, I love it, and I just needed to share with you how to make these fun fold cards using Stampin' Up's Designer Series paper. So we're going to be making two cards. I've already made two, so this is it here. So using the paper, and it's going to unfold like so, like that. And I'm going to be, and that one there. So I'm going to do it this time, and I'm going to have it going round this way here. All right. So I'm going to show you how to do that. One thing I didn't get, Jay, was some spare Whisper Whites.
Yep. Jermaine and Marie says hello.
Hello. Oh, hi. Oh, from Florida and Wisconsin. I think I pronounced that right, didn't I? Thank you for joining us. All right. So what we are going to do is I've got some pool party cardstock here. All right. Now I'm just going to cut this down a little bit just to make it a little bit easier for cutting things in half and scoring. Now, if I remember, American sizes are bigger than ours, aren't they, Jay? The UK sizes.
It's shorter and wider.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll go with our sizes here, and hopefully you'll be able to adapt it over, because I'm going to cut this down to 29 centimetres, which is, what's that? It's 11 and...
Theirs is 11 inches.
Oh, is it? So you probably, if you're in America, you'd need to go to 28 inches or leave it as where it is, and then halve it. But for UK, we're going to keep it at 29 centimeters. Okay. Because the only reason I'm doing this, it's easier to halve everything. So half of 29 is 14 and a half. So I've cut that in half, or cut that down to 29, and I'm now going to score this at 14.5 centimeters down the middle. There. Let's bring that down a little bit. So 14.5 centimeters, which is which is 5 and 9, 10, 11 sixteenths, 5 and 11 sixteenths, and then I'm going to do this at 10 and a half, which is 4 and 1/8. Okay. So I've now scored this like that. So I've got it there and I've got it here. Now what I'm going to do is just close my arm up. And I'm just going to turn my mat round. I'm going to now line up, make sure you can see this. It's a little bit tricky. I'm going to line the corner up in the centre of the cutting. I'm going to do exactly the same down at the bottom down here as well. I'll bring that round for you so you can see what I mean. I'm just going to lock my thing in place. So I've got the corner at the top there, I've got the corner going down to the bottom here, and now it's linking, it's going to be cutting through that centre score line. Alright, now because the trimmer isn't quite big enough, it's going to miss some bits and bobs up, miss a few bits and bobs off the top, so we just need to cut the scissors. I got a bit tongue twisted there. Alright, so I'm just going to now trim and trim. Okay, release that. And that's it, that's me done with the trimmer. So you can see what I mean here, it hasn't quite connected at the end and hasn't quite connected at the end there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm just going to snip that. And snip that. Alright. So I've now created 2 cards. Okay, so because I am going to, where's my original cards gone? There. So with this one here, I have folded, let's get this correct here. I'm going to fold this one in, and I'm going to fold this one in here. I need the bone folder. Where did I put the bone folder?
Oh, got it.
Jay's got my bone folder.
I was burnishing my phones.
Okay, so I'm just going to fold and burnish these. And hi. Bit late tonight. No, you haven't missed much. So, alright, so that's going to be that card, and we will do, and I'm going to turn this one round the other way, and I'm going to fold in like so, and I'm going to fold in like so, and let's fold and burnish these lines off. Like that. Alright, so we're going to end up with 2 cards like this. Okay, so I've used Pool Party. If you're wondering what colour I've used Pool Party cardstock. On the original ones I've used Petal Pink. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this one. Now obviously it needs to be quite, I need to be careful what I'm doing here, because the pattern paper it needs to go up the correct way. So I need to think about how I'm cutting this. If it was a pattern like that, it didn't really matter, I would just trim it however I wanted, but I need to just be aware, because I'm going to do some upright cards I need to now cut out of. I need to make sure the orientation is correct. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to cut a 10 centimetre by 14 centimetre piece of paper. Alright, so that's that. Now I'm going to cut 2 of those, because I'm making 2 cards. By 14. Alright, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same as what I did with the big paper, is I'm going to line up the corner here with the corner down here and put the blade in the middle, and I'm now going to trim and trim to separate that and that. Okay, now it won't work if we now just did this as one card like so. Obviously if I keep it exactly the same, that's going to work, that's going to fit in like that, but obviously I want it that way and it doesn't fit in, which is why we need the second piece, which is why we're going to make 2 cards at once. So instead of cutting it the same way, I'm now going to cut this way. So you're just rotating, you're just orientating it around a different, onto the opposite side, and trim and trim. Okay, so now this bit fits up the top here, and these 2 bits fit here and fit there. So which is why you'll be making 2 cards at once, okay, to make sure this works and fits correctly. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, nice and simple. So my cards are really quick and simple tonight, Jay, so if you're ready. Okay, so we're just going to pop some glue on the back here. Oh, try not to drop it on the card. Okay, and we're going to stick that down. Like so. Okay, and we're going to use the other side here, so I'm going to put the glue on this top bit here. Turn that round and stick that bit like that. And because I'll cut it at 14 centimeters by 10, obviously it's just that little bit. And obviously, and that's 10.5, and this is 14.5 in the length. It just gives you that nice little border as we go around there. All right, so that's that one, and I'm going to do the same on this one here. So I put some glue on this bit. So that, and some glue just down here. That's it. And that's that. Okay, so that's pretty much the card done. It's just now a matter of putting a sentiment on it. And already, yeah, I told you this is a really quick. So for a fancy fold card, it's a really quick. It's really quick, and you're using up paper as well. I have got to do a bit of die cutting, Joe. So don't worry, you're not needed just yet.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I'm going to get the die cutting machine. Honestly, if you haven't got a big shot, what you can do is you can cut this down using your trimmer, and you can make a nice simple rectangle, mat and layer it on a bit of pool party card or a bit of black card, and then stamp your sentiment in it. So you don't need one of these machines to do this card. You can just quite easily just trim it down. So what I'm going to do though is, because I've got the stitch nested labels dies which coordinate with the stamp set in our catalogue, is what I'm going to be using. So we're going to do that one there, and I'm going to do 2 of these, and I'm going to do a slightly smaller one as well. Sorry, wobbles. one and that one. Alright, so let's just put these to one side.
Gian says hello.
Hi Gian. Hello. What's that? Yeah, happy Sunday to you as well. Okay, so I've got my bits here, alright? So what this is going to do is I'm going to now just literally, I'm just going to go over the top here, so I'm going to glue it to one edge here. And the same is going to be happening on this one here. Glue it to that one. But depending on what sentiment I use, I'm going to, I might use a smaller one here. So that's that. So I am going to use, for the first one, so obviously because these are the cling, I put all the cling stamps on it, stick them to the base, and then we can see what we're going to read. So I'm going to go with your friendship means the world to me. And I'm going to grab my block. I've put my block somewhere, and where did I put it? There it is, right in front of me. I'm going to use some Memento ink. Okay, and I'm going to stamp that in the centre, like so. And let's give that stamp a bit of a clean. What I'm going to do now is the coordinating colour which works with this as well. So the greens in here is Old Olive. So I've taken some Old Olive and I'm going to grab the leaves. So I've used this one here and I'm going to use this one here. That's it. So I'm just going to grab that and I am just now going to just add a little bit of interest around the sentiment here. That's it. Come down like so. That's the one. And I'm going to take some dimensionals for this one, I think. One last thing. Just need our take your pick tool. All right, so this is going to go on this bit right here. So I'm going to take some dimensionals and put one there. One roughly about there. Yeah, and then I'll just fill that up in there. Okay, that looks about right. So let's take these off. So I'm not going to over embellish this card. I'm not going to use too much with it. It's just literally keep it nice and simple. Let the paper speak for itself. Let the colours speak for itself. And we are just going to put that roughly in the centre, like so, like that. All right. And that's that first card done. So that's just going to sit up like so. All right, and then we can then open that up. Well, I might do something in the middle in a moment there. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing on this one. So I'm just going to clean my clean that one off, and I'm just going to change over my sentiment. So let's do the thank you one, I reckon. That's what I did on the last card. And I'm using the smaller one here. Right there, Joe?
Yeah, I'm just
He's just looking. That's it, and we're going to go thank you in the centre down there. Do you reckon I need any embellishments on that? Do you have any rhinestones or any gems?
Let's have a look.
Have a little look. there for me. I'm not very good when it comes to using rhinestone, when it comes to using embellishments and gems. Jay is the guy to go to for that one. So when I get to a certain point, I go to him, what do I need to do now? And then here, bring out some stuff. So that's that. So I'm going to bring in the green one again, my leaf, bring in the old olive, and then let's just decorate this up. Like so. Like that. And just clear that up again. Alright, and that one. And what I might do is I might just grab one of the little leaves, and I'm going to use grey granite here.
Sequins.
Sequins, okay. And I'm just going to do some little flower in between, just to fill that up. Like so. Alright. You can see how I've done that. There we go. That's good. Lovely. If I really wanted to, I may grab my Stella pen and if you put some ink either on a block or squidge our ink pads like so, so to put a bit of ink in the middle. Grab your Stella pen. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of ink here, and I'm just going to just paint in here. I'm not going to be perfect, not going to be, I'm just going to go roughly over it. And because I'm using the Stella as well, it's going to add a little bit of glitter and shimmer and shine. There we go. So Joe, would you do me a favour? Would you get me the Stella pen and the Daffodil Delight, please? Ink pad. Thank you very much. I'm going to use Daffodil Delight here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to colour my flowers in. So a little bit here. Just to add, don't want it to be too overpowering, just want to give them a little bit of colour. That's it, and that's done. Okay, so if I can bring that up, you might be able to just see if I angle that in the light. I don't know if you can see that, but they may just catch a little bit of the glimmer and shine there. So good. All right, so going to put some dimensionals on the back of this one because so this is the other side here now. So I'm going to go on that bit. It's a matter of working out where these go. There we go, that's it. So did you get me some sequins, Jay, did you?
Yes. So, I've got a couple. The iridescent sequin assortment, which is different colors. That one doesn't come with a glue dot. But there is the Gingham Gala adhesive back sequins, much easier.
That's it. So these have got some, these are adhesive backed, so I quite like the iridescent one there. Where would I put these now? See, this is what I get confused with placement here. That one's quite a nice one as well. Here we go, Jay. Work your magic with me. So we're going to work with a magic of number of 3, aren't we? No more than a maximum of 3, would you say?
Or 5.
Or 5?
It's
Odd numbers.
Odd numbers.
Okay. So I'm going to go 1 down here. I'm going to go 1 on the paper right there. Oh, I don't like this. I get scared when using embellishments. I'm going to.
You could always take it off.
I can.
Just don't put too much pressure so it gets stuck really easily.
How does that look? Give me the thumbs up or let me know. Jay hasn't said anything, so he obviously doesn't like
Sorry, I was busy. I was busy coloring in. Yeah, no, that's good.
it.
Well done.
I'll get the conversation afterwards. So I wouldn't have placed it there. I would have placed it here. So yes, so there we go. So I'm gonna leave those. It's just another way of just adding a little bit of interest and a little bit of glimmer and shine to a card. So that's actually my 2 cards.
Wow, that was really
That's
great.
so what was that? That's 26 minutes talking and demoing. So yes, so the 2 original cards. Let me just close up my ink pads because I just know what will happen there
Sorry,
is I go and
I'm
drop.
actually using
Oh,
that.
Jay's using it. Okay, let me just put this in and then I'll find the 2 cards which I did originally. Alright, so there is 1
That one.
and that one there. Okay, so these are the 2 cards which were done initially. So using the same paper and using petal pink cardstock. Alright, so and then it opens up like this. Okay, so you've got that one and then you've got this one here, which is the same, but we just rotated the papers round. All right, and then this one here, we've got it on the pool party cardstock, and slightly bigger stitched labels here. Same coordination of paper, but I've just orientated it round slightly different. And then the same thing here. I've gone with a smaller stitched label, same papers. Use some of the gingham gala sequins there, and we've opened it up like so. All right.
Great.
So what you could do if you really wanted to, just to finish it off in the middle, if you really wanted to, we can grab some Whisper Whites. We can trim this down to, I'm going to say, it's full. Let's go down to 12.5. So 12.5. So that's saying, so 10.5, let's take that to 8.5. And I'll do 2 of those. I'm just giving Jay a little bit more time here now.
That's alright.
And we had some offcuts of some paper right here. So I can maybe just take a strip of, this was 8.5. So let's take that down. Let's do a 1-inch strip by 8.5, and that can maybe just sit in there, sit down there.
Oh, for the inside.
For the inside.
Wow.
And we do the same here. I do a 1-inch strip.
Clever.
So this is the problem when it gets a little bit smaller. That's it, and then we do it as 8.5. Alright, so you can do that, you can cut some other pieces. There's a few offcuts, so we don't want to waste our offcuts really. I will just put some glue on the back of this one. And we'll put that down there like so.
Joe said hello from
Oh.
Germany. And
Hello, Joel. And we've got somebody
Ilona.
from the Netherlands as well. Yeah, Ilona, Iona. I'm not sure if we pronounced that right, but thank you anyway for watching us. All right, so that's that one there. And I'll do the same. With this one right here.
I really like that DSP.
It is nice. It's one we've had for a little while, but hasn't been used yet. And then we'll just take this and we'll decorate the inside. So a little bit of glue there and there. And I've cut it a couple of centimetres smaller than this. So this was 10.5 by 14.5, so I've cut this at 12.5 by 8.5, so I've gone 2 centimetres shorter. Because I quite like having a bigger border and showing off the coloured cardstock. You've got this beautiful colour, and you just don't want to cover it up all the time. So I might do the same for this one here.
I think I've prepped as much as I can.
And there we go. All right, and there's our 2 cards. So we've decorated the centre as well for both of them. Obviously I didn't on the original ones, they're kept plain, but the 2 which I've just done for you there is like that and like that. All right, and with a decoration inside as well, using the offcuts of Wisp White and Designer Series paper, and that looks a little bit wonky, but that's stuck down. Sorry about that. All right, so there we go. So that's 2 cards using one sheet of cardstock and a half sheet of 12 by 12 DSP, some spare Wisp White for your sentiment there, and for the inside. So it's a very minimal card. Like I said, if you haven't got a die cutting machine, like I said, you can just use a little bit of card like this, cut it down with your trimmer, and then that can be the bit which goes over the top. So you don't even need a die cutting machine for this. So all you'd need is a paper and cardstock and some glue, and job's done. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed watching that one. Jay is now going to take over, and he is going to go and do you a box now. Show you a stop putting my hands over it. Show you a coordinating box using the same paper, so you could do a nice card and a box. All right. So let's switch.
Yes. There you go.
Let's all change.
Change.
Yeah. Let's move all the
Right.
stuff out of the way now.
So, this chair's a bit. Here we go. Right. Just move everything at the back. So, as you can see, I've done a bit already, just because to make it easier for myself. So you'll need the Simply Scored. This is Pool Party cardstock, and I do have measurements for you. So starting from there. So the pool party is 10.5 by 6.25. I scored 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. Turn 90 degrees clockwise. Score. Oh no, sorry. I went too quick. So going back, once you've scored those, mark at 1.25, 3.75, 6.25, and 8.75. Okay. Now you turn 90 degrees clockwise, and then we score at 1.25 all the way down. Sorry, if you can see. 1.25, and then 3.75 all the way down. Turn 180 degrees, so that's 90 and 90. So that's the other side on top there. So we are folding the lines and marking at 1/2 inch from the left. So folding the line, mark at 1/2 inch. Fold the next fold, score line, mark at 1/2 inch. Fold the next one, 1/2 inch. Fold the next one, and half an inch. So I'll show you now how to create those peaks. So basically, as you can see, we have a line on our 6-inch in the middle. So using that as a guide, you will line up the bottom corner to the marked section. So for example, like that, and then like that, and then you score down. So that's how you create that one. So I'll go through the tall triangles first. So the next one, you can't actually see where you can find it, but if you line up your cardstock, so you know that line is straight, put your stylus where the point is, and you know that that's straight. So that's gonna be resting on the 6-inch line. Turn your cardstock and then line it up on the mark and then score. Go back onto the original point, turn it the other way, and then you score it that way. So I've done those ones, so I'll show you on here. So going into the middle, turn it round, so then the score mark is there. Go up, go back down, turn it the other way, keeping pressure on where the stylus is, and then go the other way. Okay, so I've done that for this one as well. So this one, using that as a guide, turn it round, score. So now we don't actually have obviously a score line there, but we need to cut that bit. So I am just gonna align that mark to the 5-inch, so 1 inch off. So if we see, it looks like it's the same angle. That's it. Thank you. So next one, the marks, the half-inch marks will go onto there, and then you do the same. And that one, that way, and then the other way as well. So it's slightly, the angle is slightly more. So you just need to make sure that you have enough space, but you could always lift that up. So I did all of that, and then finally here I'll show you. So that's the halfway mark. Lift that up, and then go back to the original, turn it the other way, find the mark there, and then this one, I don't know if you guessed what I'm gonna make yet, but
We'll see, 'cause you haven't shown them
Yes.
don't know what we're making yet, do you?
that way, and let's see if half an inch would be fine. What am I gonna do? No. There. Half. We'll do it that way. So that one I've aligned at 5 3/4. So that's a quarter on top there. Okay. So yeah, so as usual, I haven't actually made one. I was like, Barry, what are you making tonight? I want to make something that coordinates. And yes, so I was like, oh, we actually made, or Barry made a house gift box before. And I was like, oh, that's quite cool. I'll do a gift box, a birdhouse gift box. So I'm just gonna cut this off. So from the bottom, oh no, burnish it first. I'm gonna burnish. Yeah, burnish. Burnish the fold. So I thought it's quite a nice coordinating box for the cards that Barry
That's
made.
quite nicely with the paper as well.
Yeah.
How you designed it.
So I'm using a different DSP, but a design series paper, but it's gonna be
So you're gonna punch a hole out the front.
the same. I am not gonna punch a hole, but I'll just put a bird at the front.
Okay.
But it's like it's a shaped like a house, and there's a bird on it. It's a birdhouse, obviously, right? So this one, we are actually gonna cut the tiny bits on there, but before we do that, I'll just fold these in. So if you do that one, I'm watching the YouTube, but it's got a delay, so I can't actually see. So do it that way. Yeah, do it that way. And then if you turn it over, you can burnish the fold. Okay. So I'll just do all of the other ones. Who guessed birdhouse? Oh, I use a Sharpie to mark the scoreboard. So like a silver one. So then it looks, well, yeah, you can see it quite clearly. It doesn't have to be in the 6-inch mark, I guess, but it just makes sense because it's right in the middle. And if you are doing diagonals, it's got a nice enough space on there. Okay, and that we're gonna cut. So that's been burnished. So we are gonna cut some stuff off now. So this is gonna be, so from the full length, 2.5. So it'll measure 2.5 on the side, and the height, well, no, it won't be 2.5 height. It'll be about 5 or just under 5 because the top will obviously go down. So I'm doing this, I've done that straight, and then I'm actually gonna go in and cut a little bit on and just taper that in. And then this one again straight, and then taper that in. So the last one I'm gonna slight angle, and then this is your tabs to close the box. So that one at an angle, this one at an angle as well, and that score line is actually where you're gonna cut as well, because when that, I've just cut to the right of the score line, because when that gets stuck onto the other end, you need the space, a big enough gap for the fold to go in easier. Okay, and then the top one you are actually just gonna cut where you marked it, so you don't even need the scoreboard for that, but I thought whilst it's out you can just do it that way. You can use pen and ruler if you prefer, but you will need to obviously score the taller triangles. So I'm hoping, I'm cutting the 1/2 inch off the top, so then it will close nicely, because I did it without cutting. I did it one initially just before our live, and without the cutting the 1/2 inch, it wouldn't close properly. So fingers crossed, we'll find out. There you go. How's that so far? Okay, so for the DSP, I actually use this one. So it's just, the DSP is just the floral, and then on the other side is the keys. So that one I measures 2.25 by 2.25. It did flow, but I've lost the positioning of them, but it doesn't really matter. I'll be here for a while. So that's gonna go like that. I might change that so that's like that. Okay, and for the top you could also use DSP, but what I've actually done is I've done petal pink and stamped on there. I'll quickly show you how to create those triangles with another piece of paper. So for that you will need 2 inch. Yeah, 2 inch. Just double check. Yeah, 2 inch. And then you mark at, can you see? Yeah. So you mark at 1, 3, and 5. And then turn it over, mark at 2 and 4. And that will create your triangles. So you can either have, if you have the trimmer or a guillotine, you can, without marking it, you can just use those lines. So for example, that way, just cut that off, next way, cut that off, and then next way, cut that off. Yeah, and then you'll have 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So 4 for the sides. Makes sense? I did stamp this after, so you can stamp it before if you want. And I did what Barry, this is what I was coloring whilst Barry was crafting, and he inspired me to do the Wink of Stella on there. I don't know if you can see. So that was stamped in Old Olive, and then Wink of Stella, I've just colored that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick those down. And then we can do a bit more stamping as well. So we'll have a bird somewhere there. We'll see. So I'm just putting those with a nice border around to show off the pool party DSP. It's gone quiet. I don't know what Barry's up to. He just fed the cats as well, so they've gone really quiet. So today I've actually made 4 videos. So I've been quite busy today. Well, no, I made 2 videos today, which is gonna be going live throughout the week. And last night I did another 2 videos. So it's been quite hectic. I don't know why I did it to myself, but I thought, yeah, I'll do some videos for them. It'll be amazing.
Productive.
Yes, hectic but productive. Made a couple of mistakes on the video, but I think that's quite good to see as well. So I've left it on there. Well, to be fair, I haven't put it up yet. I haven't uploaded it onto the computer. So I don't know how they turned out. The last one that I uploaded and video, the sound went a bit funny. So I think the phone holder was covering the microphone, and it sounded tinny in some areas or something like that. That was for the no line watercoloring with the Magnolia dies. Good Morning Magnolia and Magnolia dies. So I don't know if you've seen that one. That was for the Papercraft crew. Tonight a video will go live again. Well, this morning, really early in the morning. So that's for the stamp review crew. And then on Monday, Kylie Bertucci, international top 10 winners. So thank you so much for voting for my card. I was in the top 10, so I created a nice fancy fold again for you. So check that out, and then Papercraft crew on Wednesday, and Creating Kindness on Thursday. So hopefully I'll have some time to actually upload them and write some blog posts, because we have 2 YouTube lives that hasn't got blog posts yet. There you go. So I've just stuck all of those, and then on the tabs glue it just before the score lines. pieces. And then fold it in half, and then fold that over in half, so you know that is all good. So that's as far as I thought of my box. There you go, and then fold it the other way. Just use a bone folder. So on here, on the bottom, so the ones that you've tapered in, you put in first, and because it's like 1 1/4, it will just meet at the bottom there. So it does have a slight gap, but I don't mind that. I don't want it to overlap and have it a bit wonky. And because I even I cut that straight, you can use that as a guide to close the bottom panels. There we go. I'll just add a bit of glue there. So once that is down, I'll do the next one. So yes, so as I said earlier, this is my challenge, coordinating either 3D, something other than a card. So use your Tombow to just add a bit of pressure at the bottom there. And then that should be okay. Okay, for the holes, you can use a hole punch like this. I believe this has retired, but you can, if you have this, you can do that as well, because it's got quite a thick what do you call that, thickness. It's thick, so you can, if you pierce it all the way through, it should create a hole. Barry's laughing at me, I can't. So with that one, I'm just aiming for the middle there somewhere. Aim for the middle, hope for the best. There. Maybe I should have marked it, but I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, I'm gonna mark it because I don't want it to go wrong now. Let's have a look. Where's my pencil? So that is, how far was that? 5/8 of an inch. Yeah. So 5/8 of an inch. 5/8 of an inch. So do this before you actually construct the box.
Well, make cowls before you construct the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea.
That's it. So with that, I'm just gonna cut that in. Ooh, that went quite quick. There you go. So this one will then go in. Fingers crossed it works, because I have no idea. Oh no! Is it gonna work? Yay! That's cool. I'm happy with that, because I had no idea it was gonna work. So that's just got a bit of dab on there. Right. There we go. So that's gonna go there. So I'll do a bit of stamping with the bird. Let's have a look. I have offcut there. I'm gonna stamp in Calypso Coral. So with just one bird block. And I'm just gonna do the same as what Barry did with his card. I will need to fussy cut. I'm sorry. And Wing of Stella. I did use old olive on there, so just make sure that you get rid of any excess. There you go. And then I'm just gonna quickly add color. So use the line drawing as a guide where to put a bit more color or the shadows. And turn it however is, whatever way is comfortable for you whilst coloring. There you go. Just bring that up. And that is going to be my bird done. So it's fairly simple. So I'll just keep it simple for that. And just fussy cut that a little bit. And then I can do the sentiment, and Barry can die cut it for me, hopefully.
What? Hey,
I thought that would wake you up.
I'm working.
Oh, are you? Hi, Moon. Sorry, I was just looking at the comments, so that's why I wasn't much cutting. Thanks for joining us and staying with us. Right, fussy cut. Concentration. Nearly there. There. Ta-da! Right, so I'm just gonna have that there, and then I'm gonna use the die cut. What die did you use? What sentiment did you use, Barry?
I've used the thank you and I can't remember what it was now. Your friendship means the world to me.
Okay.
That one might be quite nice.
Hello, hello, where are you there? Thanks for being you.
Yeah.
I would do that.
What else?
Oh, actually, no, I'm gonna do something that fits that. So I'll just do hello then. Because, yeah, sorry. So I'm just gonna do that and then die cut that in. Hello. Hiya. Right, die cut. No, apparently
What do you
he's
want me to do?
working. It's fine.
No,
I'll do it.
apparently I'm working.
Apparently he's working. That's what I tend to say. I'm working.
I'm looking at comments.
Whenever I'm on my
It's the box.
who? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Ilona. Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure if we're pronouncing your name right here. Oh, sugar. Loves the box. Thank you.
Thank you. Where's the other plate?
Right here.
Oh no, it moved. It keeps moving. Right, just quickly die cut that. And it's really nice because it cuts the outside and the inside as well. There you go. It looks a bit lonely. So I will just put... we can...
These are little bugs or something.
yeah, butt it up. Or I'll just... I'll just put sequins in it like you. Okay, so I will add mini dimensionals on there. Take that off. Nearly done. Which one's nice? I quite like that one. Oh no. Okay, where is the fold? That's the fold, isn't it? So that can, I'll do it that way. I'll go back to the original. So I'm gonna go there. And then I'm just gonna add him there, or her. So I'm adding a dimensional where it's not gonna stick onto there. Take that off. And then you can glue the bits that are actually gonna stick onto the sentiment. There we go. Right, to finish off the front, where's the sequence? Is this still current actually?
Yes,
I'm not
it
sure.
is. From our current box, it should. Yes, it is.
Right, I will use, because that's got the, I thought that was lemon lime twist. Dinner.
You got me thinking now.
Right,
Already using retired stock.
which one? This one. So I'm using the flower. And there we go. Is it?
It is current.
Oh, wow.
It just says green.
It says green. Oh, I see. Lovely green. Right. There we go.
Yeah, balmy blue, daffodil delight, grapefruit grove, green and highland heather.
I see. Oh, lemon lime twist. But granny apple green is great as well. So finally, we're gonna close the box. What fits in a 2.5 by 2.5 inch box? I have no idea, but chocolates, loads of small chocolates.
Candles.
Ooh, yeah, ooh, candles.
You can probably get a little candle in there, maybe. But we all like a box full of chocolate.
Oh yes, sweets. Sweets for me, please. Right, this one we recently got. So it's the braided linen trim. It's like the copper twine,
All this time the cat might
but it's nice. Look, if you pull it towards itself, it creates a wider thing. But that's quite cool. So that's the copper one as well. So that is just gonna go on top there. I've also got the scallop lace trim, which actually coordinates with bird ballad, isn't it?
Sorry, say that again.
With the bird ballad.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Right. So with this one, how will I do it?
Just need to feed it. Feed it in and feed it out. You need to zigzag it through.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. I nearly go from the front. Is it that way? I can't remember how I did it, but let's see.
Where's the original?
I've opened it already. Green, green. Oh, I know. So in, out, in, it'll be fine. In, and then out.
So everybody wants to start singing now.
If you can find a better way of feeding this through, please let me know. They changed the name to green instead of lemon lime twist. See, you're not looking at the comments at all, Barry.
Sorry,
Thank you, Gian. There. And then that can just go in the corner there. Okay. That looks alright, right? Yeah. Right, I'm gonna cut that there.
Mum's dancing.
Why is she dancing?
She's shaking it all about.
Oh, I see.
In, out, shake it all about.
Right. I want to add this scallop somewhere. So closing it down, we can just do tie a knot in the corner. And then, ooh, am I making it difficult for myself? Most probably, but I want to add this on. Ooh, I know, glue dot. If you glue dot it, you'll keep it in place. But it won't be too bad to take off. So glue dot. There you go. So I've done half and half just to keep that in place. I'm just gonna stick that on top there. And then add my bow. Finish my bow. There we go. Are you still figuring it out, Barry?
Yeah, we actually worked it out.
I've just done whatever I was doing, if that makes sense. There we go. So you could always just have that. If you have more time, you can play around and keep the tabs where you want it. But that is my box. Ta-da! I am done. So you have 2.5 by, what is that? So up to there. 4 3/4. So in the end, it's 2.5 by 4 3/4 tall. Decorated in the, what's it called? The DSP banner?
Bird ballad.
Bird Ballad DSP, and the Free as a Bird stamp set I've used, and the stitch nested labels dies. Stitch nested labels dies. There you go. Thank you so much. We'll just quickly flip over. Did you want to flip over?
You want to flip over?
Yeah, and then we can show our faces again with Barry's cards as well. So you've made loads, Barry. That's the original, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna flip over.
I wasn't ready for this.
I did say.
Got a picture on the screen. On the wall.
Oh no.
Oh, hang on, flip the camera. There we go.
Right.
Hello again.
Hi. Thank you, Marie.
So yes. So that's the stamp set which we've used. So the Free as a Bird stamp set with the stitched nested labels dies, which is, I'll show you, that's those ones there. And Jay has made a cute little box. Let's see, can't really see, there's too much sun coming through. There we go.
Go.
So a nice little box there with the to match with the coordinating card, which I have made very bright. There we go. Can I just do something for a moment?
Hey, that's still not better.
No, it still hasn't worked. All right, so yeah, so nice little box. That way round. Nice little card. I've made 2 cards tonight and a box. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you've enjoyed these. Thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you for staying with us.
Yeah, thank you for staying with us. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, just check everything out. All the links will be down below over to our website. So if you want to see anything else which we've created, it's all down below for you.
Yeah.
I feel very over. There
Yes,
we
you
go.
are. I'm trying to go like that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so you can get any notifications of when we do upload or when we're on live, hopefully. And as I said earlier, there's going to be 4 more videos this week with 3 fancy folds pop-up.
You've had a
ones
busy
as
week.
well.
You've had a busy
Yes.
couple of days.
And I think I'm still trying to design a couple more. So yes, so thank you so much. Please share, thumbs up, and share our video and our channel. That will be amazing if you
That's
can.
great.
And thank you so much for your support.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we will be back. We may not be live next Sunday because we are out for dinner, but we will come back. We will schedule a video of some kind and show you something next Sunday. All right, so
Yes,
I think that's it, isn't it?
I think that's it. Thank
you.
you.
Thanks for watching.
again.
See you soon.
Bye.